Star Walker Studios presents Game Master's Journey, your multi-dimensional RPG podcast. Hello, fellow gamer. Welcome to episode 271 of Game Master's Journey. I'm your host, Lex Starwalker. On this show, we discuss the craft and the art of game mastering. I've been running RPGs for over 28 years now, and I produce this show in the hopes that you can benefit from my experience, my triumphs, and my mistakes. Today, we return to the actual play of my D&D campaign, Blood of the Avatars. This is the 24th episode of the campaign, not counting some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I'm actually not sure if 24 also includes all the preludes and vignettes and stuff like that. But regardless, there's a lot of content there for you if you're new to the show, if you're new to the campaign. We've been playing for a couple years now, I think, and so there's a lot that's been happening. So if you want to get caught up on the campaign, you can head to the show notes for this episode over at starwalkerstudios.com. And I have links to a few different possible starting points for you. So the first of which is the actual first behind the screen episode, which is where I was talking about the campaign as a GM and talking about planning and preparing for the campaign, and that's way back in episode 184. So I have a link to that episode in the show notes if you want to get started even before the campaign started. Another good place to start would be the first prelude, which was I did a vignette with each of the player characters before the actual adventure started as a prelude that introduced their character, and we fleshed out their background a bit and kind of got them into the story. So if you want to hear all the preludes, you can start with episode 195, and that's linked in the show notes as well. Or if you don't want the behind the screen stuff and you don't want the preludes, you just want to start with the first session with the whole group, that's episode 204, session 1, Into the Wilds, and that's linked in the in the show notes as well. So if you don't want to go back and get caught up, if you just want to jump in now, this would actually be a halfway decent episode to do that with, because at the very beginning of this session, I do a fairly quick kind of broad strokes recap of everything that's happened in the campaign so far. And the reason for this is it's actually been a few months between this session and our last session that we took off over the summer. So that was mainly for the players' benefits, to kind of get everybody back on the same page and help everybody remember everything that's been going on in the campaign. But I also thought it'd be nice for you all, for anyone new to the campaign that doesn't want to go all the way back to the beginning, kind of get you caught up to speed. And also for people that have been listening from the beginning, just to kind of recap everything that's happened so far. So yeah, that's at the very beginning of this episode, and then we go right into the adventure. So our cast of characters for the episode today, we have Brett playing Wall, the Protector Azamar, Oath of the Crown Paladin of Elandria, Goddess of Civilization and Knowledge, with the Knight of the Order background. We have Craig playing Quincy, the human hunt cleric of Dianara, Goddess of the Hunt and Wilderness, with the archaeologist background. We have Manny playing Larissa, the tiefling College of Glamour bard, with the courtier background. And Phoebe playing Bryn, the Furbolg Circle of the Moon druid of Dianara, Goddess of the Hunt and the Wilderness, with the Outlander background. Right now, the characters are all 9th level, and this adventure takes place in my homebrew D&D campaign world, Primordia. There is an NPC traveling with the party right now. Dahlia is a moth-winged orchid sprite and is Larissa's friend from her time in Fairy. And Dahlia was exiled from Fairy by the Fairy Queen. And I think we actually discussed that a little bit in the episode today, how that happened. Also, not appearing in this episode, but mentioned is Kravitz, who is Wall's celestial paladin warhorse. So that's who's in the show today. We have another player who is absent. Danielle plays Gitfirhan, commonly known as Fear, who is a Fire Genasi lore master wizard with the Alchemist Apprentice background. And Danielle is not here for this session and isn't going to be here for a few sessions. But her character is mentioned as well. So that's who that is. And hopefully Danielle will be back with us soon because she's awesome and we miss her. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you before we get into it today. As I said, we begin with a recap of the campaign. Oh yes, a very important thing. So at this point in our campaign, I am actually going to start using some material from the adventure published by Wizards of the Coast, Descent into Avernus. Now, I am not running this adventure as written. We're skipping a lot of it. I really love parts of this adventure and really loathe parts of this adventure. And when I first read the adventure, the parts that I liked about it, I really liked and were exciting to me. And I thought, this would be a great thing to use in this campaign. I've been wanting to do some things in the various planes with this campaign, and we're getting, the characters are 9th level now. We're getting into the higher tiers of the game, and want to raise the stakes and do some amazing things that you don't get to do with lower level characters. And among those in my book is traveling to the planes. So I definitely have wanted to do things with the planes from the beginning. If you know much about my world of Primordia, of which I've done a lot of world building episodes on, and those are back in the archives of the show as well. You can check all those out. But one of the ideas behind my world of Primordia is that it is a common destination for planar travelers. There are a lot of portals and things like that open into Primordia from other places, even more so than in other D&D worlds. So it's kind of baked into the setting that planar things will be involved. So I've been wanting to do things like that. A couple of the characters in the party have connections to different planes. For instance, Fear, who isn't with us today, is a Fire Genasi. So her father is an Ifrit from the city of Brass, from the plane of fire. So there we have a good tie-in to the plane of fire. And Manny's character, Larissa, the glamour bard, is actually a tiefling. Now, that's something that we all know. All the players know it. You all know it. I know it. Obviously, I'm the DM. But actually, the characters in the story don't know Larissa is a tiefling, except for Dahlia, her what is Dahlia again? Her orchid sprite companion, and also Fear knows. In the last vignette we did with Larissa and Fear found out that Larissa is a tiefling, but they're the only ones that know. The other player characters don't actually know that Larissa is a tiefling, even though the players know. But the fact that Larissa is a tiefling, in my setting of Primordia, tieflings are always half fiend. Just like in my setting, things like Genasi are always half elemental. I just do it that way because I think it's more fun, because I think having a parent from another plane is a great hook into the planes. And again, that's something I want in my campaigns. So Larissa's father is an Erinyes. I'm not sure exactly how that's pronounced, but it's a type of devil. You can check it out in the monster manual. So that's a tie to the 9 hells for Larissa already. And then I started reading this adventure, which I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say at least part of it takes place in Avernus, which Avernus is the first level of the 9 hells. as I lose my voice. So yeah, I read through the adventure. I really liked parts of it and thought it would be a good fit for this part of our campaign, would give us a reason to go to one of the outer planes and something to do there. So I decided that I wanted to use at least parts of it, but this is a campaign that starts at level 1 and goes up to like level 14. And the player characters are already level 9. So obviously I didn't want to start at the beginning. And reading through the campaign, honestly, there's a lot of filler in it. And, this is something I'd actually like to talk about maybe in a future episode, maybe after we've gotten through this part of the campaign where I'm using this published adventure. I'd love to talk with you about how I kind of hacked this adventure and decided which parts of it to use, which not to use, and how I made it work with the campaign I'm running, because I think that's a great topic for the show, how to take a published adventure and make it work with a campaign you already have going, or at least how I did that. And also how you can take one of these published adventures for D&D, which, especially these ones that go from like level 1 to 14 or something like that, tend to have a lot of filler in them, in my opinion. A lot of things that a given DM probably isn't going to want to use, that aren't going to be terribly fun at their table. And I think a discussion of how I went through it and decided what to use and what not, and then how I kind of pinned what was left back together. I think that could be an informative discussion, at least for some of you. So if that's something you'd like to hear about, let me know. It's something I'm thinking about talking about at some point on the show. And if I hear from some of you that you want to hear about that, much more likely that I'll do it. So yeah, I ended up cutting out, I'd say I cut out probably 75% of the adventure. So I'm using a relatively small portion of it. However, I am using most of the end of the adventure. So if you're someone who's playing in this campaign, Descent to Avernus, there are going to be spoilers in today's episodes, in the future episodes about this campaign. So I definitely didn't change it so much that if you're a player in that campaign, you can listen to this and not be spoiled. So I guess if you're playing in Descent to Avernus, or you're going to, I would really recommend that you not listen to this, because it will spoil that for you, and not just for you, but for your GM and for the rest of your group. So don't do that. That's not cool. Wait until you're done with the campaign and then listen to it. But yeah, I just wanted to give that spoiler warning, because I am using material from Descent to Avernus. Some of it has changed a lot. Some of it's used exactly how it appears in the adventure. So it will be a spoiler for that adventure. So you have been warned. Also, we play online and we use Google Hangouts for our video conferencing, but I no longer do a video version of the actual play. I used to do a video version on YouTube. And I've had some people ask me why I don't do those anymore and why I just do the audio. And honestly and frankly and bluntly, the video takes a lot more time to edit and produce, and the number of people watching it just wasn't worth it. It was there towards the end. I had less than 50 people watch the last video of the actual play I did, and it's just not worth the amount of time for that number of views, where I get many, many, many times that as far as downloads of the audio version. So most people who are paying attention to this campaign are listening to the audio anyway. So I stopped doing the video. I just do the audio now. But obviously we have video when we're playing. So to make this a little more enjoyable for you, hopefully, I do my best whenever we mention images in the session, images that I'm showing the players or images that the players are sharing. I do my best to put those in the show notes. So for instance, today we talk about, we have a map of Avernus, and there are some other images I show the players. So if you want to see those, just head to the show notes for this episode over at starwalkersheroes.com/Game Master's Journey, and you can see those images. And that will usually be the case. So any of the actual play, if you hear images referenced, you'll usually find those in the show notes. If you go to the show notes and they're not there, I probably just forgot that they were mentioned or forgot to upload them or whatever. Feel free to email me and say, hey, Lex, would love it if you put up this image that you guys talked about. I'd be happy to do that. If there's any that I've missed, just let me know. All right. So I think that's all the introductory stuff. And yes, again, spoiler warning for Descent into Avernus. So you've been warned, proceed at your own risk. So without further ado, let's get back into the adventure. Real quickly at the beginning here, for anyone who might have skipped the beginning of the episode, I am using material from Descent into Avernus, the published adventure for D&D. So there will be spoilers for that adventure ahead. You've been warned. So do you guys want to do a recap?
Yeah. Well,
yes, that's why we're here.
Wait, we can do a quick recap.
Or are you going to do a recap?
Because I think I can remember what we did in like a sentence. We went to a place, solved it, came back, became gods.
Yeah, so I mean my idea was it would be kind of like mainly, I mean, probably me doing the recap, but if anyone wants to jump in with something that I've forgotten that they think is important. And I was planning to like make an outline and everything, and honestly, I got so excited, like preparing for the actual campaign, that I completely forgot about the recap until like this afternoon when I was at work. And I'm like, oh crap, I never did the outline for the recap. So we're going to pretty much be going by my memory.
Oh my gosh.
No, hold on.
This should be a listening party. Like we all just listen to friggin'.
Yeah, well, Brett just listened to our last episode, did you?
I did, yeah.
Well, I just edited that.
Brett
so
tell us everything that happened.
Yeah, Brett and I are solid on the last session, but I'm more talking about the entire campaign.
Right.
Yeah, from the beginning. So
okay, so there was this bride named Druinda.
Oh, jeez.
And then she sent us on flying birds to some village lost in the wilderness.
And they had...
All right, you guys are already missing a lot.
There were like some turkeys on the way, but other than that, that's pretty
Yeah,
accurate.
I mean,
I think I ate some of them.
So yeah. I mean, you got the gist of it. You guys started out being kind of roped in by Druinda, who's kind of the one that actually brought you guys together for the most part, to investigate tales of this village out there somewhere, where they thought there weren't any villages anymore. And yeah, you guys flew on some giant blue jays, had your first encounter with some manticores. I remember that.
right.
And yeah, you guys search around in the forest and you found Dianara's Rest. Once you've done that, kind of your task was to figure out how this village is surviving on its own. And you eventually found out that they'd made a deal with a hag in which every 6 months they sacrificed one of their own to the hag, usually, some kind of undesirable in the community, like, a murderer, rapist, Trump supporter, just things like that. And
I'm beginning to like this hag more.
I know.
I mean, she does have her qualities, but
So one thing that caused us a hiccup was there were many things that were up against this village, right? There are many reasons why a lot of places didn't survive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There was just the mass natural the natural shit that was happening, like T-Rexes
Petunia.
Petunia. But then there's also the rifts, which was like the ultimate. That's the one thing that the witch was protecting them from, right?
Yeah.
Was the actual rift opening up around it.
Yeah.
Right. There were like demons and other things too.
Yeah, and you guys, speaking of that, you guys actually, one of the things you dealt with in the early days was there were demons attacking the village occasionally. And that kind of took a while to resolve, but you eventually went to the north. And this was one of the last things we did. And you guys found this rift into the abyss. Well, it was a portal that had been sealed and then came open again with an earthquake.
Closed that, right?
Yeah, Quarian did. Fear patched it temporarily, and then the guild sent Quarian, which is one of their wizards, to seal it. But before all that happened, somehow you guys came up with the idea of going after this rumor of a powerful magical tree that might protect the village. Another kind of rumor that you guys heard that you, I think it's still kind of on the back burner, is about the avatar of Elandria, Edo Elandria.
I completely forgot about that.
Like off in the mountains to the east.
Right. That's right.
That's what I remember.
And it was Logan who told us about the tree.
Okay, right, yeah. So you guys went to the fairy forest looking for this tree. There you had encounters with redcaps, and
those jokes.
you met Destriel, the fairy unicorn, who seemed pretty cool.
And a giant elk. So someone summoned a giant elk or turned into a giant elk.
Oh yeah, I think was that Bryn turned into an elk, I think.
Or
No, I think Jaime.
Oh, right, him.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a giant elk at one point, and
yeah,
you guys met Petunia, the Tyrannosaur, whom Bryn befriended ultimately.
After Petunia almost ate her.
Yeah.
Scoop her up, bat her out.
What?
Yes, it's like.
Yeah, you almost died, Bryn, remember?
No, I definitely almost died.
The dinosaur was just chewing you up like a snack.
I was like in its mouth, 0 hit points.
Yes, and then we like brought you back, and then you just you just befriended somehow. That's great.
She was just being a dinosaur.
Yeah, like they do.
What dinosaurs do. It's nothing personal.
So finally, you ended up meeting Anna the Dryad.
We did.
Who gave you a little sapling or a seed of the tree to take back.
And we
met another friend along the way, didn't we? What's her name? The small little Fae person.
Oh, Dahlia.
Oh gosh, Dahlia.
How could we forget Dahlia? Yes. She came into the story somewhere in there too.
Yeah.
We'd be so pissed if we knew that we forgot. She knew that we got her.
Yeah, and we went looking for the tree originally because we thought that the tree might be able to do for the village what the witch was doing, so that it would release the village from the witch's contract.
Yeah. And yeah, Dahlia was a friend of Larissa's from Fairy who had been exiled by the queen. Kind of the broad strokes of her story was she was looking for a birthday gift for the queen and met a strange woman in the forest who convinced her to give the queen this like shampoo or hair tonic or whatever it was.
Oh my God, yes. And
it made the queen's hair fall out.
Right.
And then you guys later, much later.
No, we found was it like a comb or
a beret, that she wore.
Oh yeah, we found it at the witch's hut after.
Yeah.
I don't think we killed the witches, did we?
No, she escaped.
Yeah, the witch used some other planar teleportation thing and got out of our grasp.
So you guys met Anna, you got the seed, you took it back to the village, you planted it, grew a tree super fast, and unforeseen consequence of that was it brought Dianara's rest into the land of fairy. Whoops.
Hey, they're safe now, right?
and then you guys went and we forgot all about Miguel in there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't forget.
How could
there was Miguel? There's also a red dragon problem in there too, by the way.
Oh my God, you're right. We forgot about the red dragon.
Oh gosh, we killed the baby red dragon.
That was in the very beginning, before you guys even left the village.
I still have I still have its hide in my bag. I don't want to know how.
I assume it's been cured, or
I'm gonna assume that I did, because otherwise,
you.
Don't want to smell Bryn's bag.
It's just like in my bag, just smelling.
So that was one of the first things that attacked the village while we were there.
Yeah,
was the baby dragon or the young dragon.
Yeah, that was like maybe our third session.
Yeah.
So the hag sent it.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was
I
going to be
remember-
our play to say that she broke the contract because
Yeah,
she's
I remember Larissa calming the dragon down and talking to it for a little while everyone was trying to put out the fires and then surrounded the poor dragon and killed it.
I gotta say, you guys have been such great sports. I've put you through so much crap.
Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna give you guys some, like 2 extra Constitution points, just because.
Yeah. You might see some shit.
Just because. Sorry.
You guys are like, next time the DM gives me 2 Constitution right away, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to play in this campaign.
Well, you know what?
big red flag.
I'd rather not.
Warning to DMs out there: don't give them Constitution. You're showing your hand if you do that.
Right.
Well, if you give Constitution, go through with it.
Yeah.
And you have.
Yeah. So yeah, Miguel came into play at some point. He was brought in. I think that was actually was that your idea, Brett? Or yeah. As like the next sacrifice to the witch, this convicted serial killer from Elandria.
Because Fear went back to Elandria,
Yeah.
Fear went to Elandria.
Pick up some eggs, milk, maybe a serial killer.
Yeah, got me a little
He's on
safari
trail.
sheet.
Safari sheet, yes.
Oh my goodness. So many things happened.
Yeah. And then you guys went finally confronted Ezrin the Mad at her hut with her undead minions.
Yeah.
Who were villagers who'd been sacrificed. So you kind of found out what happened to those people. And yeah, you kind of bandied words with her and then threw down and started to get the upper hand, and then she just disappeared on you.
And then we fought a tree.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember that part.
The tree blight. That's right.
Was that her hut or was that just a tree?
Her hut was like in the tree.
Yeah, it was like in the roots. Yeah. Yeah, because she was the source of all the blights you guys had encountered early in the campaign.
Right. And we wound up not using Miguel for that.
Yeah. And then
He escaped.
Miguel escaped somehow.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, we've since learned that Dahlia released him.
Right.
By turning him into something tiny.
Yep, it was all Dahlia's fault. Right, Manny?
Oh, Dahlia, showing her face.
And then you guys returned to the city, and the queen gave you a ship to aid you. Oh, and somewhere in there, Wall's mom told you all that you're avatars.
Oh, by the way.
By the way.
We're aspects of deities now.
Yeah.
Quincy's always felt he's been an aspect of the
He's not
Nice
surprised.
to have confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the very last thing we did was you guys returned to Dianara's Rest on the ship, and after discovering that Anna's lover Willem that she'd been looking for was in the ring of mind shielding that Larissa had for quite a while.
And sold.
I was like, who the hell is this old man in the ring being zero help? Knowing zero information.
You know what? That is overselling it. He was less than zero help. He was unhelpful.
Oh my gosh. I was like, it's first of all taking up space in my ring. So if I die, I can't.
That's what it's really about, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
It was relatively cheap to buy, if I remember, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't we find it in the cave? In the cave where we found it in the cave where the dragons hoard.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember why we went in there originally, other than to just get cool stuff.
I think we stumbled on it while we were, trying to get some, eating some snacks or whatever.
I remember something about running to the cavern before the.
You know what? You know what it was? It was a little fey. I think it was a fairy dragon that Bryn found and followed me and took us to that cave.
Yeah, right. That's right.
My little friend. What was her name?
The one that fooled us the first night.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, the one
Wow,
that
I
put a
totally
badger
forgot
in
about
my
the
sleeping
fairy
bag.
dragon.
It like threw
Just
her
on her. I was fine with it.
over.
Damn.
What was the fairy dragon's name? Wow,
I can't remember.
I think Dahlia kind of took over the fairy
Yeah.
dragon.
The
role.
yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Pet role?
annoying GM insert role. Annoying but adorable, but
The DM NPC.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually conflated the two, or I mixed the two in my head. Where I thought it was Dahlia who was messing with us the first night.
No, I remember it now. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered it unless somebody without it being reminded. But yeah, damn.
Oh, here I have my first mention of the fairy dragon in my notes, but not a name.
I have the name. I just closed my character sheet where I put
I can't believe I forgot about the fairy dragon. That's a funny. Oh, Aurora.
Aurora, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aurora. I remember trying to say that. Aurora.
Yeah. Aurora.
So yeah, that was basically the recap. I didn't need an outline. That was we kind of got out of chronological order a few times.
We went back after we got the ship.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Yeah,
Now
you're
we're back
back.
now.
We went back to Dianara's Rest and
then
kind of spoke with Anna about what was going on with the ring.
Right.
And I think someone had the idea of, hey, let's send for the unicorn. He might have the juice to turn Willem into a dryad.
That was Anna. Anna actually requested him.
Okay.
Called for him.
Yeah.
Did we
Anna.
do that? I don't think we did.
No, that was like
I think we sort of like left it to here's your ring and your husband.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
yeah, work it out.
Yeah, and Anna said she had already called for him. He just hadn't come yet.
Yeah. I don't think we need to solve this
But
problem.
we
We've done enough.
figured out that maybe Miguel was also an avatar of like an evil god, and then we found out.
That's a guess.
That's a guess.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't know for
maybe.
sure. We don't know what really happened to him, but there's a guess that if he's not an avatar, there's possibly an avatar to one of those gods, akin to us, who is looking for us.
The god of murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was actually Wall's mom that told Wall, like in a dream, that she thought that there was an agent of one or more of the evil gods, possibly another avatar that was looking for you guys and wanting to remove you from the board, so to speak.
Right.
Plot twist is our own evil copies of us.
From the mirror universe, yes. Versions of you with goatees, and
I remember her saying that for now we were relatively safe because we weren't seen as much of a threat. But the more powerful we got, the more attention we would get, and that would draw the attention of this other entity.
And specifically, the more you use kind of your godly powers, whatever those are.
We don't have that yet, do we?
Do we have godly powers?
Well, you have your relic items, but that's kind of the extent of it, and your increased constitution.
Right.
So
every time we fail to die,
Don't use that. Just die anyway.
Don't roll constitution saves.
Right.
No, you can roll them, just don't succeed.
Yeah.
Great long-term strategy. We're not a threat if we're dead.
All right, so I think that's at least the broad strokes of what happened.
Where we were going to go from there was the question, I think.
Well, I think kind of the idea was you were going to go after the avatar.
Yes.
For more information.
Right.
And you were stopping at Dianara's Rest to deal with the Willem thing and just kind of check in and show off the ship.
Pet the alpacas.
Yeah.
Pet the alpacas. How long did we wind up staying? How much time has passed?
Well,
About
that
7
was
months.
that was the next thing. I mean, we can pick up right where we left off, like the next day, or you guys could have some downtime in the village if people have things they'd like to do, or you just feel like it would make more sense if some time has passed.
Well, because we already spent a long time, like a month in Elandria.
True.
At which point, like, we got feats, magic items, and all that good stuff.
I feel like we've downed enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind at some point taking some downtime to practice on these ballista on the ship. But
You could just do that while flying.
oh yeah, does the ballista launch? What does it launch? What armament is it?
Tree trunks?
Yeah, like giant spear kind of things.
Oh, okay.
Like giant ballista or giant crossbow bolt kind of things.
Well, just put like a watermelon on the end of it in order to dull it. It's fine.
Well, you probably do.
Retrieve those.
Yeah, you do have a finite number of ballista bolts, I'm sure.
Oh,
they're not
maybe
endless.
tie a rope to it.
There you go.
Giant
Reel it back in.
Yeah, giant harpoon guns.
Let's paint a target on that mountain peak there. We need some practice.
Just shoot it out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll learn on the fly.
Well, you guys know where you can find some mana cores to shoot at.
That's true. But again, finite arm.
Or a large pissed off red dragon. You know where one of those is about.
Let's start
Yeah, let's not do that.
target that doesn't eat us.
Let's not just wreck our ship like a month after we got it.
Right.
All right, so no downtime. Is that the consensus?
Let's just get to it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. All right. Yeah.
Is that okay with you, Brett? I thought you wanted downtime.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's all good.
All right. So yeah, you guys turn in for the night after reuniting Anna with her boyfriend in the form of a ring. And you meet friends you've made in the village. I think Wall befriended the captain of the guard and some of the guards, and you all have met various people. Of course, your best friend isn't here anymore, Logan. He's in Elandria now. And yeah, you guys turn in for the night and have a long rest. I doubt you need one.
I think I do. I looked at mine. I had like half hit points for some reason. So I don't know if that's actually accurate.
Well, you guys have a long rest, so everything should be back to reset. We don't have to worry about stuff left over from before. Oh, and as far as Danielle's character, for now, let's just kind of table that. And I will give it another week to see if I hear anything else from Danielle before deciding exactly what's happening with her character. Because if she's coming back in January, I'll handle things differently than if she's done for good. So we'll just kind of leave her in the gray mist for now. She's not with you guys. At the very least, she stays behind for some reason. Maybe she's called back to Elandria for something. I don't know.
Why doesn't she just chill out on boat? That way she comes with us without being problematic if she shows up and we've flown off into the distance.
She just got mono or something?
Well, it's happened before where she was gone and someone teleported her to us.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
she's a wizard, so if she needs to get to you guys, there are ways to get her there.
There's probably some rifts that need her help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe she had to supervise a new ale that's coming out for the.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You need your help at the brewery. Come home.
Yeah.
You never call. You never write.
Yeah.
She's our rift closer. We don't have one of those anymore.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, about those rifts.
Yeah.
We have now more of a turn tail and run sort of attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Larissa could possibly learn this spell. She uses magic.
Oh
she
yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
What type of spell is it?
When my next magical whatever it's called, basically she can learn magic from other schools of magic. Magical Secrets is at 10th level, next level.
Okay.
Or even, I was saying it might even be an actual bard spell.
Is it?
I don't know. I'll have to see.
You created them.
Or think about it, because I think originally it was. I think maybe it is. I know it was sorcerer and wizard spell.
Yeah,
but if Danielle's not going to be here,
it's just Arcana, right? It's not like nature magic.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's.
I don't think I could.
I'm guessing it's not druid or cleric.
I mean,
spells.
I won't be able to even change my spells for until we level up, so we can figure that out later.
Yeah. I mean, I've considered just making them spells that are available to anyone that can cast spells, just because they're kind of part of the setting, and not limiting them to certain classes. But yeah, but like Manny says, we can worry about that when people have a chance to get new spells. All right, so you guys get up the next morning, back in Dianara's rest. Even though it was only a night of sleep, it seems like it's been a long time for some reason.
I had the crazy streak.
What about?
What Path of Nature? I should add that one. Sorry, I'm looking at the 5th level spells from Xanathar's.
You guys get to redo all your spells in the morning, so you can do that.
Yeah, I'm going through and picking what I need right now.
So
Spirit Bird.
Well, yeah, why don't you guys do that before we go any further? So we don't have to deal with, I'm taking this spell. Who's all picking spells?
I have mine chosen.
I'm looking for one more second.
Yeah, every one of them can choose their spells. I'm just sitting here
I'm going to assume the spells that I chose 7 months ago are probably as good as they could have been, because I was more into it.
I do that.
I was more aware of it.
That's a good point.
Often I'm just like, these spells worked for me last time. Let's just.
I'm good to go.
Why do you need spells? Just Divine Smite everything.
He's not that kind of paladin, Manny.
I mean, he actually cures wounds people.
I like to get creative with my healing.
I like to use all of my kit.
Yes.
Not just one thing.
Are you going to? Do you have your mount summoned on this ship?
I don't, but I wonder if I. No, I don't yet. I haven't picked.
Kravitz.
I haven't picked that spell yet to bring Kravitz back.
Yeah.
I think I'll. I think I will wait until we know where we're going.
Kravitz had to get away. He had to get away.
He still has that. He still has that mare he's looking for.
He's got to get away.
He needs a little vacation after everything he's seen.
Yeah.
After everything we've put him through.
He's like, the celestial planes did not prepare me for this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are we doing today?
Are you ready, Phoebe?
You know what? Just go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got to pick your spells first.
That's right.
Okay.
Before you know what's happening.
We're traveling.
We're going to go to the mountains, if that matters. We're going to go see possibly an avatar. So be
of a
ready.
murder god.
No, Elandria.
Oh, Elandria.
Oh, Elandria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
she had her fair share of murder, but
No, they were justified. They weren't murder.
She murders ignorance.
She murdered ignorance.
Right.
potato,
Christ almighty.
Your evil is my good,
So what we remember from Ito Elandria was that she was one of the last avatars that was created.
Yeah.
But it went with the breaking of the world and everything. She I think Wall's mom said that she became human or separated or something like that, broken off from Elandria.
Yep.
Elandria. And we heard early on, we heard rumor of her up in the mountains to the east.
Yeah.
So we're looking for Aang.
Yes, that's right.
Long ago.
The Fire Nation is attacked.
Yeah.
It's been 100 years. Come back.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Phoebe?
I as ready as I'll ever be, I guess.
Okay. Just whatever ones are left are Cure Light Wounds.
Or what?
Yeah.
Cure Light Wounds. Cast Cure Light Wounds at a 5th level.
Just do like older editions used to be.
Okay.
Just reserve every single spell slot into Cure Light Wounds.
Yeah, when you had to say what each slot was, what spell it was.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I memorized
That
Cure Light
magic
Wounds 6
sucks.
times.
Yeah, that was
Dumb choice, but okay.
when only the sorcerers were what spellcasters are now. What they used to call spontaneous casters.
Now, Phoebe just saying dumb choice about a spell she's picking reminded me of another great moment in the campaign, very early
God.
with Corsorix, actually, where she had the Earthbind spell, which ended up being like the perfect spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. And I when I picked it, I thought it did something totally different.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I was reading this description. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that was cool.
perfect.
The special magic of druids.
Yes.
All right, so we're ready.
Okay.
Go.
So you guys are having your
So
breakfast,
be it.
enjoying the familiar sights and sounds and smells of the Applegate. I almost forgot the name of the inn. The Applegate Inn, where you guys are staying. When you hear a very loud clap of what sounds like thunder from outside, and then
Too early.
screams, people screaming, like blood-curdling.
We're getting
Screams.
right into it.
Oh,
Great.
just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's just
This can wait until after we're finished our coffee.
More biscuits?
I'm out the door. I run out.
I
I run
will
out.
run behind.
Oh my god, this sounds exactly like when Corsorix attacked. I just
It
realized.
does. It does.
Right down the wall being the first one to run outside.
Yep.
Wow, I'm
It's
getting deja
Corsorix's
vu.
mom.
somebody to make a comic out of this.
Who was it that kept running back inside to like drink?
Oh no, he never
Probably.
left.
Oh, that was Steve's character.
Yeah, it was the dark
Yeah.
elf.
He like,
The drop.
yeah, he decided to drink through the first combat.
Yeah.
All right. Wander outside. Less haste than Wolf.
Yeah, I'm right on your heels.
Quincy's
If-
like, it's too damn early for this.
As I pass through the door, I reach out with my left hand and I grab something out of thin air, out of nothingness. And when my hand comes down, my shield is in my arm.
And it flashes for a moment with celestial light.
I'm all like, ooh.
All right, so you guys step out. You see appear in the sky over Dianara's Rest a huge black orb. It looks to be like just a black void of nothingness appears in the sky, awash with crackling like electrical energy, like breathing all around it. As you're like watching this, it's like way high above and it's like sinking down over the village, and you see a big bolt of lightning like arc out of it, and it hits the giant fairy tree that you guys worked so hard to bring here. And you hear from somewhere, you're not sure from where, but you hear the distinctive sound of Anna like screaming in like horror and agony as this tree is hit by lightning. And then the lightning is like coming down all around the village. It's not really coming down in the village, but more around the perimeter, and the ground like lurches under your feet. And we could do like dex saves, but we won't bother with it. Some of you maybe lose your footing, some of you don't, as the ground like heaves underneath you.
Not again.
Oh,
And you hear horrible cacophonous sounds of like the earth just being ripped apart as the ground lurches under you. And then there is a swirl of darkness that comes out of this black orb. And it's almost like a black fog that sweeps over the village. And when the fog dissipates, the sky is not as you remembered it. The sky is black with boiling clouds, and you smell very strong smells of sulfur and brimstone in the air. It's quite a bit warmer than it was a moment ago. And all of you, I mean, you all are kind of magical in various ways, and you all get a sense of you're someplace very different than you just were. You've just been transported somewhere you've never been before.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Brim.
I did not plant a tree to hell, I promise.
Oh!
Then you guys hear eight like claps of thunder, and with each of the claps of thunder, the ground like shakes again. A few of the buildings in the town have actually like collapsed.
Are we still in Dianara's Rest?
Yeah, you're in the village, but
The
it
entire
seems
village is here.
yeah, it seems the whole village has been transported somewhere else.
What about the tree?
Oh no!
It's like kind of black and smoke coming up from it. Looks like it got hit by
I
lightning.
run to it and I hug it.
Bryn, go ahead and make a nature check for me.
I will as soon as I realize where my dice are.
Take me.
I will roll it on my phone.
You'd think Phoebe would know that she needs dice for D&D right now.
I didn't know we were actually playing tonight. I thought we were just
Okay,
doing
fair.
it like that.
Okay.
I thought that was I just had them.
Well, you can get back to beyond that. So Bryn runs to the tree. What's everybody else doing?
Panicking,
Panicking,
screaming.
These are good options.
That's what Dahlia is doing too.
Do I see Rose?
Where are we? Like, is Rose the
Our
ship?
ship.
Well, Rose is outside of the wall, so you wouldn't really be able to see her without like leaving the city or leaving the village or going on top of the wall.
I run toward the wall.
Yeah, I have winged boots.
Ooh.
So I'm right behind wall just flying.
I'm gonna
Naruto style.
I'm gonna take my coffee cup, put it down, sit down on the ground, and sort of try to get a bit more zen. And I'm gonna cast Commune with Nature.
Nice.
Oh, what does that do?
Ooh.
I get to ask 3 questions about the area within 3 miles of me and figure out stuff like powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead in the area, prevalent plants,
It's a really dope
influence from other planes. Stuff
Oh
like
my.
this.
The answer to the question is yes.
Yeah. So well, like, for example, you can determine the location of powerful undead in the area, the location of major sources of safe drinking water, and the location of any nearby towns.
Cool.
So I'm going to cast that.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask what influence from planes of existence that I don't know or that aren't the one that I'm from is here. Are there any powerful creatures in nearby that I should be aware of? And are there any nearby towns or things that weren't here before?
Okay. So we'll come back to that because this takes a minute to cast.
It does.
So,
All right. Meanwhile, I found my dice.
okay. So what'd you roll, Phoebe?
Well. Oh. That's a 10 total.
Okay. It's not like a super hard roll. So I think kind of everything's going to happen at once. Just the timing of all this. So Bryn, you go and check out the tree. The tree is badly damaged, but it's still alive. It was badly burned by the lightning and partly blasted, like lightning does to trees, but there is still life in it. It's not completely killed. Quincy's casting a spell, so we'll get to his questions in a second. Wall and Larissa get to the top of the wall, and you do see Rose where you left her on the ground, kind of right outside the wall. And you do see that not far beyond that, about kind of halfway into like where the fields were, the ground actually stops.
It stops as in
there is no more ground.
Okay.
Like you're on a piece of ground about, twice the diameter of Dianara's Rest itself. And that's all there seems to be that you can see.
I look at Larissa. I don't know.
So Quincy, what were the three, or what's the first of the three things you wanted to know from your commune with nature?
What influence from other planes of existence is there here?
There is very extremely strong influence from the Nine Hells, as well as the Abyss.
Cool. Second question. Are there any powerful fiends? Seems to be like a good option that I could choose here within 3 miles that would be worrisome to my or others' health.
More than you could ever count.
Cool.
That's great.
And are there... okay. Is there an area of safe drinking water within 3 miles?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, no, there's not.
Okay, I think that the safe drinking water is that the water is safe, not the area around it.
Right. I mean, there is whatever water like people have in the village that they have in like containers, but beyond that, there's none.
All right. So I know what spell I'm doing tomorrow.
Well, that druid's going to come in helpful.
Am I in line of sight to Quincy?
Yeah, probably. It's a pretty small village.
Okay.
So Quincy will stand up, pick up his coffee cup, and go over to Wall and Larissa, and I think we're in hell.
Well, it is bad, yeah, but I...
No, like, more literal. Like, literally hell. Like the Abyss, the Nine Hells. Not good places.
So, so hearing that, I slowly draw my sword from its scabbard.
It is glowing very brightly.
That's what I was afraid of.
Like you've never seen it. When you were hip deep in demons, like at the portal, it wasn't glowing this brightly.
Okay, so I have a lightsaber now.
So, yeah.
This is bad.
I think it's actually like that, like environmentalized.
I knock on the tree. I say, Anna, are you there? Are you okay?
She like just like her head like comes out of the tree and her face is like all burned and scarred. And she says, I must rest. And she disappears back into the tree.
Oh no. Guys, this is really bad. The tree.
We're going to have to rename the town Anna's Rest.
Okay. It's a bit soon.
If it makes you feel better, I don't think there's any rest in our future here.
How is that supposed to make us feel better, Quincy?
How can we find out?
Information's important.
Does anybody know anything about teleportation here? Oh, not here.
Oh, no.
She picked a great day to brew beer, didn't she?
She really did. Not so much. I could probably transport ourselves between two trees.
Yeah, that's about my Best I can do too.
I'm pretty sure the village won't fit between the trees.
Yeah, Quincy, has this ever happened before? Do you know in your books something?
Let me consult my memory. Is there, from my days back at the university, studying history and archaeology and those sorts of things, are there tales of black orbs of lightning teleporting towns to the Nine Hells?
No, not really that you remember.
Fair enough.
This seems to be something new.
This is unprecedented in the entirety of history.
The entirety, you
The
said.
entirety of it, yep.
I'm
100% certain of that.
I will take a few steps away and kneel and pray to Elandria for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
At about this time, you guys become aware of this sound kind of in the background. And at first, you can't even identify what the sound is, but eventually you realize it's the sound of probably thousands upon thousands of voices screaming, like basically the sounds of a massive battle going on.
Oh my God.
It seems to be coming from below, far, far below you.
All right. I think we need to get to where the world ends and see what the world...
Well, should we see that the villagers are okay? Or...
Yes.
Well, I don't know that any of them are going to be okay.
Yeah.
No, but we can make sure
Well,
none of them are physically injured, and then
Well, that would be a good time to start praying.
yes.
Yeah.
I will run to before I pray. I will run to the captain of the guard, and
Okay.
I will tell him everything that we know. And I stop very short of saying we're on it.
Yeah, well, he tells you they have no idea what's going on. A few of the buildings have collapsed, so he's sent guards to make sure the people are okay that live there or whatever.
Right.
But they're just kind of trying to take stock of if anybody's hurt, what's going on. It's kind of chaos right now.
Right. We're in a very bad neighborhood now, so be very careful. Keep everybody on watch.
Oh yeah. I don't think anybody's sleeping for a while after whatever that was.
That's what I think.
I think we're going to go down and take a look at what's happening underneath.
That's probably a good idea. Someone needs to go out and see what's going on.
Right.
All right. So, this seems like a good time to use our new flying boat.
Well, the
Yes.
edge isn't that far. It's
Well, but
You
we
know.
don't know how far down the edge it goes. That's the part that I'm honestly a little bit more worried about.
Would you like me to scout it?
If you, yeah, I can go with you.
All right.
Well, I figured I could fly, but if
Don't
you
use the
wanna-
spell yet.
It's
No.
not a spell.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
wild shape.
Oh,
but
but
how
still
many-
has a limited number of uses.
right.
It's true.
All right, let's just walk to the edge of the earth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh man.
so you guys gonna look over the edge?
yeah.
All right. You see something straight out of a nightmare. It's probably hard to even wrap your brains around what you're seeing. Basically, Dianara's Rest in a chunk of earth surrounding it has been ripped from where it is and seems to be floating, how you have no idea, in the air you'd guess about 500 feet above a very black and foreboding looking river below you, from which comes the constant screams of anguishing lost souls. And you see 8 gigantic iron chains going into the earth around Dianara's Rest and then going down to the ground 500 feet below. Each of the chains is anchored by a massive iron spike, basically. And around all of these spikes, there are just ranks upon ranks upon ranks of various types of devils in military formations. And they are fighting what seems to be an endless sea of demons that are just pouring out of this river and like fighting the devils like all around these spikes. And every once in a while you see one of the devils like start to like climb up the chains towards where you guys are, but then a demon will attack it. And it seems like the only thing that's keeping all these things from coming into the village and having fun with everyone is the fact that they're pretty busy fighting each other right now.
Okay.
Can I do a religion check to understand a bit about devils and demons and
Sure.
the differences?
Sure.
13.
All right. So yeah, you would guess that you're in the Nine Hells. You would guess that body of water is the River Styx. And you know that the River of Styx winds through all of the Nine Hells and is one of the ways that demons get into the Nine Hells, and that the demons and the devils are fighting this like endless war called the Blood War, in which the demons are constantly invading the Nine Hells, trying to just destroy everything the way that demons do.
Cool. And like, so, okay. Not really any good guys on this war, I'm guessing.
No, I mean, the devils tend to be lawful evil. The demons tend to be chaotic evil. So you've got that going for you, but yeah, they're both evil.
Cool.
It's just like, what kind of evil do you prefer?
Dead.
Right.
Yeah, for giving an option. All right.
And there are four chains that are anchoring the village. Eight chains.
Yeah,
8.
and they're massive chains.
Right.
Like, how big is a link? Like, could we walk on one?
Yeah. Like, one link probably weighs more than one of you guys does. Like, they're huge.
Also, a little bit of fat shaming there, Lex.
I don't care what you guys weigh. These things weigh more.
You know, I did have an extra biscuit this morning.
It doesn't matter. It's a whole nother scale. You could eat all the biscuits and it would still weigh more.
All right. So,
is the big round thing above us still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it seem to be changing? Is it growing in power, shrinking in power?
It seems about the same. It still has the crackling energy around it, but it's not arcing out anymore like it was.
And I throw a rock at it.
I mean, you can, but it's way too high up in the air to hit it with a rock.
Darn. Quincy?
No, I don't want to throw a rock.
I was going to shoot an arrow, but...
I am concerned about attacking a thing that may be the only thing that's keeping us afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Can you attack some? I don't think it's
It could be a force of the floatiness.
Maybe if we can find a way to detach these chains, maybe we can get Dianara's rest back.
It's also possibly the only thing that's keeping us from floating into the black sky.
Yeah. Point.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, we don't want to go down. We know that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go up that much either.
Hello there! Go there! You hear someone calling from behind you back towards the village.
Oh, all right.
You guys turn and look, and you see a figure coming towards you in like a nightgown with like the nightcap going on, like traipsing through the fields. And as he gets closer, you realize it's Quarian, the elf
the
wizard.
Super wizard.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. I know what's going on here. Come with me. And he starts like shuffling back to the town.
Right. We'll follow him.
Okay.
Right, the dude who has like all of the answers.
Right.
Let's ignore him entirely up until this point. All right. So we know most of the story, but you can fill in some blanks if you want.
Yeah, so he leads you all the way to the, if you guys remember way back to the beginning, there was an abandoned inn or tavern that had a tree growing through the middle of it.
Yes.
He's taken to kind of using that as his like base of operations or whatever. He hasn't renovated it all. It's still got like, weeds growing through it and everything, but he's got a table set up with his spell books on it and stuff. And he leads you guys in there. He's got some like oil lamps burning or whatever. He's like, we're so lucky that you're here. We'd surely be doomed if you weren't. This whole village has been ripped into the 9 hells. Unless I miss my guess, we're in Avernus, the first level.
Okay.
What do we know about this place?
Yeah. So how are we here and what do you know about getting back?
He says, well, I'm not sure exactly how we're here, but I would guess it has something to do with that thing in the sky. It's radiating very powerful magic. I've never seen anything quite like it.
It doesn't seem to be like a I can't believe I'm saying like a normal run-of-the-mill rift, but we're fairly used to those by now.
No, this was something done intentionally. This wasn't a random force of nature. This was someone engineered this.
Okay.
Hey, as he's seeing this too, you guys see motion at the side of the room, and a creature flies over that you've never seen before. So it looks like a miniature elephant with a luminous golden fur and small, rapidly fluttering wings, feathered wings that seem way too small to make it fly, and yet are like flapping, holding it aloft as it flies around. It's a small creature, and it flies towards you guys and blows out a pleasant sounding note through its trunk, kind of a trumpeting note of greeting. Yes, like that. Yes, Lulu. We'll make introductions later. There's not time.
Lulu.
Yes, Lulu's a friend of mine. We've known each other for a while.
All right. So Lulu is not part of the new environment.
I hope
How
not.
could you say something?
Hope?
Well, there are a lot of changes. So we were pulled. So you're thinking, Wizard, that we were pulled here on purpose.
Yes. He said as soon as this happened, I cast one of my divination spells, and I saw a vision.
Oh, what was your vision? I glance over at Quincy. Miguel? Manny? Like, nope.
He says yes. He says, well, first of all, luckily for all of us, I suppose, I'm a bit of a scholar of the 9 hells, which is the only way I recognize any of this. I recognize the iron of those chains as infernal iron that's only forged here. I recognize the smells and the descriptions of this place in the river Styx. So when I cast my spell, I saw a vision. I saw what I believe to be events from the distant past. A bloodied woman in armor grasping a long sword fit for an angel, not unlike the one you carry there. And he points at Wall's sword. Fresh blood streamed from a nasty cut on the woman's cheek. Flying next to the woman was a small golden elephant. Lulu here, I believe, looked just like her. While this happened, an enormous demon came running towards the woman, threatening to devour her. She plunged the sword into the ground while the winged elephant made a trumpet sound with its trunk. The demon was hurled back as an alabaster palace rose up around the sword. The winged elephant fled and took to the red sky of Avernus, where it watched as a bloody scab grew up from the ground to engulf the palace and the enormous demon. The winged elephant fled and wandered in a delirium throughout the land before finding its way to Primordia. I believe that this vision is somehow related to what is happening today, for I cast my spell looking for answers as to what was happening. Does this make sense to any of you, any of these images?
Does it make any sense to any of us?
Probably not. However, Lulu at this point she's been kind of gazing off with like almost a vacant stare, like almost like lost in thought or something. And she kind of snaps out of it, and she says, "Yes." She says, "I remember now. The woman that is Zariel. She was my friend." And probably all of you guys have heard tales of Zariel. She's a pretty infamous figure. Long ago, she was an angel who somehow, tales differ on how, somehow became corrupted and became the Lord of Avernus, one of the archdevils of the Nine Hells.
Oh.
How old are you, Lou? Are you a celestial elephant?
Yes, that's where I come from originally. I was Zariel's friend before she changed. Unfortunately, many of my memories have been taken from me. I don't know how, but I remember this image that Quarian describes. I remember one of Zariel's Hell Riders planting the sword in the ground and raising the fortress around it.
Does this correlate? How long ago was this? I'm thinking, does it correlate with the breaking?
Oh, it's ages ago.
That's an old legend, isn't it, about the evil angel?
Yes.
Like really, really old. Like mythology old.
She says, "I think I know why the magic showed you this vision, Quarian." She says, "Zariel's sword is very powerful. It could be that it has the power to free us from this place."
Is she not wielding the sword?
No, was it stuck in the temple?
They just
know?
it to
Castle Palace?
Yeah, to create the tower.
The scab.
Well,
so
what do we do to get out of here?
We need to find the sword. Easy.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
I draw my sword again. It looks like this. Easy to find.
Quarian says, "Well, in this place, there's probably not many of them."
Fair point.
He says,
Actually,
I have
a spell that could help with that.
I have a thought for you. If there's anyone here that would know where that sword is and might actually help you, it would be Bel. Bel is a powerful devil. He was the ruler of this place before Zariel supplanted him.
Oh, and I bet he wants to rule again.
Well, that is one version of things. Many claim that he faithfully serves Zariel as her second in command and forges weapons and armors for the devil legions.
Oh.
But there are others that say he is not so happy at being unseated and is just waiting for the moment to make his move against Zariel.
Okay.
So suggesting that we talk to this Bel or take something from him that's going to help us.
Well, he may know where this sword is.
Okay.
So we have to...
Have you dealt with...
Wait, are you saying we're going to talk to a
right.
powerful devil?
Right.
Well,
right.
devils love to make deals.
The previous landlord of this beautiful real estate.
He's a devil, though, not a demon, right?
Yes.
Was the devils are the lawful evil or chaotic evil? Lawful. Well,
unlike demons, devils can be reasoned with to some degree. They like to make deals. They're known for keeping their deals. You just have to read the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
You would need something valuable to offer him in order to gain an audience and to get his help.
If only we had the master murderer.
Larissa clutches her pearls and then just takes it off and hides it in her.
He says, "Oh no, nothing so simple as jewels or something truly unique, something truly one of a kind."
One of a kind.
Are one of a kind. They're all black pearls. These are rare to find.
What do we have here that would be one of? Well, we have many things that are one of a kind here.
He says, "If you're willing to wait, I can try some more divination. See if I can learn of something that might help you.
Yes.
Well, we're not giving up the ship.
No.
So he kind of goes off to the other end of the room and starts some ritual casting and whatnot. Looks like it might be a few minutes.
So, does anyone have a proper plan on how to approach a devil?
I am a very good gardener.
Mm-hmm.
I am very good with animals.
Right.
I'm occasionally excellent at striking people with lightning. Know anything about devils?
Right. Quincy, you might, perhaps you taught a class on demonology.
Dahlia says, someone once told me the devil's in the details. Does that help?
Hello?
Very well.
There you are.
There you are.
Can you
Hi,
hear me
Greg.
now? Okay.
You're
Hi there.
back.
I had this moment where I'm like, wow, you guys are interrupting me a lot.
What jerks?
I just assumed it wasn't a very good idea.
So what did you have to contribute over the last 10 minutes, Craig?
Yeah.
So I think the only thing that we could offer Belle would be the one thing that I don't think anybody here really cares about too much, but he does, or they do. I'm not sure Belle's particular gender identification. Help him become the ruler of Avernus again.
Oh.
I don't care who rules here. I just want to go away. So,
Fair point.
I don't think anybody else has a vested interest in the power struggles of this place.
I would not say that I'm an avid follower of hell politics.
Right. I assume their machinations make the Feylands seem fun, but let's. That would be my recommendation. What's the worst that happens? He sends 4 idiot heroes off to their deaths.
I'd say the worst that happens is he kills us all.
Right.
Right. No, in his point of view, the worst that happens is we all die. Right? Or he makes a deal, and who knows? Maybe he has a chance of success.
Oh,
Not the best plan.
Lulu has a little bit more to tell you that I missed. She says, I was with Zariel when she assembled her army of Hellriders to attack Avernus. Through the gate we went, tearing through devils like a song through air. Victory was within our grasp until some of the Hellriders betrayed us. They retreated through the gate and sealed it behind them. Before she was captured, Zariel told me to hide her sword so it wouldn't fall into evil hands. So someone helped me hide the sword, but I don't remember who. We found a place to hide it. That's what Corian saw, the temple that rose around it. After that, I escaped this place. I don't remember how.
Do we know the location of the temple?
I could try on the sword, maybe.
We could try that.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could use the...
Maybe. It would be hard because I don't actually know.
Maybe we ask Scrying Dude over there.
Is that what he's trying to do right now? Trying to scry on the location of the...
He is doing a divination to see if there's something you could offer Belle to make him help you.
Cool. Maybe we can do an amendment or a plus.
But Belle is the one that knows about the tower?
His just might be the closest thing we could get to an ally here.
That, and Corian says as he rejoins you, that, and I'm assuming as the lord of this realm, that he knows where things are within it. I could be wrong about that.
Right.
He says, so, my spell did give me something. I hope it will help you. There is a half-dragon in this place, a follower of an entity called Tiamat, a god of dragons in many other worlds. Yes. There just happens to be a picture of her right here.
A portrait.
This half dragon has a vial that he wears around his neck that has some of Tiamat's blood within it. the blood of a deity is a very powerful artifact. Surely Bell would find such a thing valuable.
How do you get the blood of a deity?
Well, if it's in a vial, you just go and take it. It's how to convince the person who has the vial that they wish to give it to you. That's the more difficult part.
I just wonder how they got it to begin with.
Vial of blood from the half dragon.
I have something that will help you. Let me go find it. And he goes off and starts rummaging through his suitcases and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. This guy's super helpful.
Yeah.
With all the fetch quests that we...
Hey, all those years of studying the Nine Hells has finally paid off.
I assume it's tough to get good grant funding for that too.
But
So
yeah, not a lot of funding for that kind of research.
no. The Hell guy's back again with another proposal.
All right, so he comes back and he hands over a large piece of rolled up parchment. And when you unroll it, you see it is a map of Avernus.
Is it slightly behind your shoulder?
It is, and I actually posted it to the chat a while ago. So I'll go ahead and post a link to it again. So it's easy to see.
Oh, God.
Oh. Well, that's just lovely.
Is that the lovely Sariel to the left on the bottom?
Yes, I believe so.
The previous Sariel or the current?
I think that's the current because she has the flaming wings.
Mm.
No, I think flaming wings are, I don't know how Old Testament or angels are.
They're poorly described in the Old Testament.
Oh,
Right. They're well described in things like Paradise Lost, but let's.
so where on this map do you suppose we are?
Up. Yeah, can we get an idea of where we is?
That's a good question.
Well, we're somewhere where the river is.
Yeah, you see the river Styx there.
Right.
Yeah, that goes through most of this area.
Mm-hmm.
He says, well, there's a few things I should tell you about this map. First of all, it's not to scale. It's impossible to make a map to scale of this place as positions and distances are prone to change at any time for no apparent reason. The cartographer who created this map went mad at some point, probably before he was finished. So I'm not even sure how accurate all of it is. There's a lot of symbolism here. Some of it I don't understand. Yeah, I wonder if they tell me where you guys are. I don't think they do.
It's just a wee little you are here indicator.
But he does show you, I will figure out exactly where it is, but he does show you where on the map you are, and he shows you where on the map you can find this half dragon who is named Arkin.
Arkin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! Is it
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, is it really his character?
It is his character.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He showed up at the end of the.
And I'm not sure whether they kept it canon or not, but he's got the hand of Vecna. So,
Right.
So that's fun.
Hopefully.
Well, if it is canon, you guys don't know that.
yeah, I know. Yeah, of course we don't, but
But yeah,
Oh,
that is who this is. Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully all that happened long after where we are right now.
well, this thing came out after the Critical Role thing.
Oh, crud!
And because it was the finale of campaign 1 for Critical Role,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Arkan came at the end to help and then took the freaking.
That was hilarious. He actually like got up and left from the table. And he was like,
yeah. He just collected his things and left. I was like, oh my god.
sorry.
All right.
Damn hands.
All right. So Arkan has the vial of blood of who?
Tiamat,
Tiamat.
a goddess of dragons, very
Right.
ancient and powerful, though
So
unknown in our world.
Right. So we need to somehow acquire the vial of blood of Tiamat from Arkan
Mm-hmm.
and offer that to Bell
Mm-hmm.
in exchange for information on where to find the sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simple stuff.
Right.
Well, it seems like our plan is laid out.
So he's a half dragon.
If I
Um,
could figure out a way to show you this map where I could draw on it. Oh, you know what? I could put it in Roll20.
Maybe just, you know what would be a good way to do this?
Yeah.
Lex?
Yeah,
Just
tell me.
literally point on the map that's behind you.
Oh, can
yeah.
you guys see that pretty well?
We
Yeah.
can see that pretty well. Yeah.
Okay, and then you can kind of look at the one you
A
have.
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let me figure this out here.
Oh no, wait, it's there. Just go back there like a little weatherman and
Yeah.
We have
Today.
a warm front coming in from the north, another one from the south, and a damn hot front coming in from the east.
Okay,
Damn big
Power.
mountain.
I see where you need to go. Now I just need to find
Where do we
where
start?
you are. Maybe it doesn't tell me. Maybe I'm supposed to choose because I don't see it. Because I have like a DM copy with things labeled, and I don't see.
It's fun. It's fun because they had their little convention when they came out with this adventure in Hell, Michigan.
oh, did they?
Nice.
Was
It-
there a question in
yes,
that? I
it
didn't
did.
watch it.
Yeah. They,
Sorry.
All right.
So
Hell, Michigan.
And it regularly snows there, so
You guys are here.
if you ever
Can you see
All
where I'm
All right.
going?
yeah.
Yes.
And where you need to go is here.
okay.
Yeah, not so terribly far. You just down the road.
Sure.
Down the
With a lot of things in the middle.
road. Is it the
Giant gaping pit with teeth like a fucking sarlacc? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're to the right of it. So where you pointed, was it the one on the hill? That tower on the hill, I assume.
Well, no, you guys are like literally over the river, so you're like here.
There. But up.
Yeah, no, I mean where we have to go.
Oh, it is.
Is that tower on the hill? Yeah.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
little tower, Arkan's Tower. We'll call it.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Not what I woke up wanting to do.
No. No.
Just think, just a day ago, you were at a spa.
Right. I was having tea with my mother. What? Oh.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Uh-huh.
Danielle was our note taker. Is someone gonna take on the mantle?
God. Oh no.
Someone must pick up the sword that has been dropped by the fallen.
Ooh. That's was it a shared notes?
See,
Yeah, it's a Google document, I
We
think.
update it regularly. She was the best.
Yeah, so I think any of us can edit it. I think.
we would have had a very
Find it.
accurate recap at the beginning of all of this if we had
Yes,
Danielle, but
but we did not.
I mean, we could just ask her to listen to the actual play and take notes for us, and then
Sure, she'd be fine with that.
yeah, I'm sure she doesn't have time to play, but I'm sure she's got time for that.
Well, it's not that bad. It's only 7 pages.
She's a fucking saint.
She is.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't deserve her.
We did
as has been proven.
We still don't. That's why we're hoping he comes back. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna create a new page break, and we'll go. And I'll take on our horizontal line. There we go. Danielle is north of the line.
Oh.
Greg starts taking
Danny,
notes.
you can blame it all on Lex.
Okay, so in hell.
Meanwhile, back in hell.
Avernus.
Arkin.
Need a sort of. What was her name?
Zariel.
Sorry.
Zariel.
Phonetic is good enough.
You got it right.
Oh. All right. Well, good job then. That is in Temple of Alabaster?
Arkin? Alabaster?
That was an alabaster temple that's covered in a scab or something.
That's
Something like
where
that, yeah.
You got it.
the
In a scab, fell former lord might help.
Find
What?
the sword.
Want something in return. Argast?
Khan.
ARKHAN?
Yeah.
H-A-N.
Arkan,
like
the half dragon, has
Like
a
Han?
vial of Tiamat blood Bell might trade for.
And I'm
Or-
uploading the map to the images folder.
Cool.
Good.
Is in a cave that looks like a dragon skull.
Actually, he's in a tower near that cave.
Mm-hmm.
There's in a cave. In a
maybe
tower near a cave that looks like a dragon skull. Okay. We're caught up.
Nice.
Sweet.
So, do we want to take our fancy boat and go to see a dragon about some blood?
Yeah, can we see if we can operate Rose?
Yeah.
Cool.
Brett doesn't look
Let's try
hopeful.
doing it over top of close land versus far land.
Yeah, and as high as we can get.
I guess we could go down and talk to Rose too, right?
didn't have Featherfall, or was that just Danielle?
That was Danielle.
It's probably Danielle. You have wild shape, so you can just
Yeah.
bird.
And I have wings.
Yeah.
You have wings. So like we're 50% not dead.
We
I
can.
have boots.
Oh, 25% not dead.
If you fall off, one of us can jump.
I
There we
could
go.
grab someone if I turn into a big enough bird.
Yeah, let's go to Rose.
Okay. So we go.
All right. As you guys take your leave from Corian and leave the abandoned tavern, the ground starts shaking under your feet again. You all kind of are like, trying to keep your feet as the earthquake hits. You hear a building fall in the distance, and then it stills again.
In the village?
Yeah.
Oh god.
So this is telling me this is temporary.
What do you mean temporary? As in our lives are temporary?
Yes, you're getting
Our time on
better.
the earth is temporary?
I wonder if before long we're either going to be going up or going down.
Let's try to avoid either.
Yeah. So
Uh,
our time.
I'm
is-
not sure what the zeroth level of hell is. So going up might turn into some sort of quandary.
unless getting back to the sphere will take us back to where we're supposed to be.
Well, if you want to volunteer.
No, I'm not
That's
going
why I was
to it.
saying maybe.
No, fair enough. I wasn't
He said, nah. Skip.
At some point, we're going to have to go somewhere. We're not going down. We don't
Right.
have to go down.
Let's go across. So we go see Rose.
Or not, yeah.
How's Rose doing?
Hi, Rose.
You're looking very pretty today.
Oh my
Did you
god,
guys?
it is.
Did you guys
it
see the
is-
picture?
It's like
I did.
it's like a resume.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Do you want to throw it up there again just
Sure.
for fun?
Just to spike our blood pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah. That's not great.
Is that where we are?
Yeah. This
Oh.
is you.
Cool.
Baby Panic sits in for like the third time now. So I'm gonna sit in a corner in the boat.
So while they're talking to Rose and we're finding out if we can fly her here, I'm going to take a second and now I'm going to pray to Elandria.
Okay.
For any kind of guidance, anything, any information that she might be able to give us about Arkham.
Are the alpacas all right?
Is that a religion check?
Just to pray.
Yeah, to pray for information to the goddess of information.
Yeah, sure. Make a religion check. That sounds like the thing to do.
Sure. We'll see if this works. Let's see.
Can I help?
Help me pray?
Well, I'm a cleric. Like, it should be things if there's anybody who could.
Kinda his whole thing.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, you pray. You don't really get a response.
Can I feel any kind of connection to Elandria here?
You do, but it's not like what you're used to.
It's like through the tunnel.
Yeah, it's kind of more like before you were special.
Oh,
when you were just a normal person.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're like, I think I feel the spirit. I mean, sure, yeah, I feel it.
Every time I feel
That Lex the last time he went to Pentecostal church with a friend.
Yes.
This is we just got our godhood, and now we gotta take it away.
I slouch. I'm like, I don't feel special anymore.
Well, no, you don't think that anything's changed about you. You just think that you're in a place where your God doesn't have a lot of clout.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
The switchboard might still be rerouting your call.
I shouldn't have made a call.
They thought you were on Primordia. You changed area codes way too fast for them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right.
It reminds me of
So how does Rose feel like?
Yeah, so as you guys approach the ship, it seems fairly undamaged. There are some obvious places nearby where lightning has struck the ground, but it seems not to have struck the ship, at least not yet. Occasionally, lightning still does shoot out of that orb in seemingly random directions. But the ship seems to be intact.
Okay.
Rose, dear, are you there?
Get on board. Go down below deck.
She says, yes. What is happening? I feel very strange.
It's very strange here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Turns
How
out
do we explain this?
We're in Avernus, specifically. I think.
Is that far from Elandria? I've not heard of it.
It's actually hard to state.
It didn't take us a long time to get here, you know. Short
Distance upon planar travel is irrelevant.
More like incomprehensible.
Have you ever been to a different plane, Rose?
Only ferry.
Okay. This is like ferry, but very much not.
I was going to say, this is nothing like ferry.
Yeah, this is not like ferry at all.
Same concept, different place.
Yeah. Way worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask.
Do you feel like you?
I give Larissa a side.
How do you feel?
I feel strange.
Do you feel like you're able to help us leave this place?
Oh yes, I would very much like to leave this place.
All right.
Great. So we need to go to a skull that looks like a dragon.
We need to fly.
And flying there would be easier.
Can you fly here?
I believe so.
Okay.
You wanna give it
Let's give it
a
a
college try?
Second question: do we have our crew?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can we rally the?
And
rally
are
the-
they okay, like emotionally?
Wait, isn't our crew just like a bunch of invisible servants?
Yep.
Yeah.
Unseen servants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unseen servants?
So they're totally fine. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
seem all right.
Okay.
They seem okay emotionally as much as
Yeah.
unseen servants ever could.
Given the circumstances, they're quite
You guys notice as you're on the deck, you notice some people coming out of the village heading your way.
Okay. I go to the edge of the deck, and
You're up, big guy.
I call. They're coming from the village.
Yeah, you see, they seem to be villagers. They're Captain Garson is there and some of the guardsmen, and they seem to be trying to herd the people back into the village. But these people are very determinedly like making their way towards your ship. And as they see you like looking over the deck, you hear a woman call out, "Help us! You must help us!"
Oh man!
yeah.
Oh no.
All right, I run down the gangplank and catch up to them and say, "We're working on it. Everybody, go home, disperse. You're safer behind the walls."
One of the men in the back says, "They're leaving! They're leaving on their ship!"
Oh my God!
Say your last prayers. You might not tomorrow.
Nobody's listening.
Think of everybody. Think about everything that we have done for this village, for Dianara's rest. We would not leave you after everything that we have done.
Yes, Herbert, you should be ashamed of yourself, Garson says.
Herbert, go home,
You might be drunk, or you should get drunk.
or you should get there.
Please, everyone, return to your homes. Everything is
Nobody
under
here is
control.
drunk enough for this.
I can try to use persuasion on them. I'm trying to see if I have a spell to help.
Show them your divine presence.
I can tell them to duel, but
Nobody's got like calm emotions or anything.
Herbert, fight me. Yeah, shall I rest? Yeesh. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. I will. I'll manifest my angelic side and let my eyes turn silvery blue and let the ethereal wings come through the armor or manifest outside the armor, and I'll lift up, hover just a little bit above them, and say, "We have tested ourselves to keep you safe. We have a plan of action. We are taking steps now to get you back home. Please trust me."
Garson's like kind of looking at you like with wide eyes for a second, and then he kind of shakes his head and he turns, "Yes, please, go back to your homes. Everything is under control."
I go back
Trust
under.
the angel guy.
I go back under, and I'm like, show off.
So the people start heading back, and Garson's men are leading them back to the village. As you come back down to the ground wall, Garson comes up to you and lowers his voice. He says, "Things are very much not under control." He says, "I don't know what we're going to do. The food and water tastes terrible."
First world problem.
Crap, I'm forgetting the cleric's name. Shit. Craig?
Crazy?
No, the one that Craig met in the temple, the cleric of Dianara.
Oh yeah, that guy. Shit,
Steve.
I totally
Steve
forgot.
the cleric.
He says, "Steve assures us it's safe to drink and eat, but it tastes terrible."
Yeah.
Also, the well is gone. It's not there anymore. How are we going to get more water?
Right.
I mean, Steve can create some, but not enough for everybody.
That's right. Well,
I can also when we get back, but I can't do anything about it right now. I don't think the others can.
time to start rationing. Some of you are getting thick.
Yes. No. Larissa, charisma.
Oh, she's convincing when she says that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, instead of just being like, "How dare you?" They're just like, "Oh, yeah, maybe I am."
Garson's like, I have put on a couple, I suppose.
This is the time to ration what we have. What we have is what we have until we get back. So I don't think we will be able to, even if the cleric is able to manifest more water, more food, I have a feeling chances are very good it's still going to taste very bad. It is probably sustainable. It's probably something you can drink in safety, but that's all we have until we can get back. So it's most important that we get moving, that we get started on this task to help find the tool that will get us back.
Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can get us back?
He's probably going to die trying.
We have to. Yes, we have to.
Yes, of course. You do your job, and we'll be okay here.
Yeah, please.
Very good.
No.
I know you have everything well in hand. Just make sure everybody stays behind the wall. Not behind me, behind the wall.
I mean,
well, yeah.
I just don't know that I'm just concerned.
You're talking to the tree.
mm-hmm.
I am.
To the ship.
I'm just concerned. They're not the greatest people. They were sacrificing their own to a witch, for God's sake.
They were doing what they had to do to survive. Actually, they
you did
were
hear this.
doing
I'm still on the ship.
I know. You did but it made me think of something. You did, Captain, you did what you had to do to stay alive in the forests when everything went to shit.
Yes.
We're calling on you to do that now.
Yes, we'll keep them together.
All right. Very good. We'll be back as fast as we can.
Lex, what's
Yeah.
the name of the wizard guy there? The
Quarian.
Quarian.
Do we get Corian to come with us?
No.
Or is there a way that we can communicate with him back and forth?
We have sending stone still?
We have sending stone.
We have a sending stone that goes to through. Oh,
Wait,
Or wait. I spelled his name wrong.
I bring it out.
pardon?
You got the sending.
I still have it. I'm sorry,
Damn it, you did. That
and I
was
haven't
funny.
and
That
I
was
haven't
so
thought of it yet. I haven't thought of it yet. So you'll need to grab it from me when I get back to the ship. Okay. So actually, yeah, I'll to get there faster, I'll just fly back to the ship.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got your wings out anyway, right?
Yeah, might as well use them for a minute.
Cool.
They like give out as you're getting to the ship.
I overshoot the ship over the.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Goodbye, Ball. It was fun.
Okay. So, you want to take a ship out
Yes.
and see how this works?
Yes. So
All right, Rose.
We rally the servants.
Well, they hoist sails and scrub decks and other nautical things.
Yeah. They do their sailor things, and the ship rises up into the air and starts sailing away from this catastrophe.
And we
Towards the secondary catastrophe.
Yeah, we sail up. We sail high.
Okay.
Well,
Well, remember, you're already like 500 feet up.
I know.
Yeah,
Just being
let's
sick.
not Icarus this.
Well,
Right. Good point.
do you have that sending stone that I think I left with you?
Oh. Gee. I thought you had forgotten about that. Yes, I have it.
Well, I had, but then I did remember just now.
Oh, all right. I hold it up for you.
Thanks.
No
I'm just gonna try. This is a long shot, but I'm gonna try it.
I'm going to start. While you do that, I'm not going to count words. I'm going to start loading the one of the ballistas.
I'll pick it up and say, Dorinda, we have a bit of an emergency. I'm afraid that we might have been sucked down, and I don't know what to do, and I'm very scared.
Avernus. The word Avernus should be there.
I said the
Run
word
of words, but
I said the word Avernus. Did I get that far?
Yes,
the stone seems not to work.
That's fair.
Yeah. I bet it only works across the same plane.
Yeah. Probably.
All right.
Probably.
We're fine.
Well, I guess Larissa, you're kind of the magic expert now. Do you want to make an Arcana check for me?
Excuse me. Wait a
The
minute.
closest thing we got.
Yeah, jack of all trades.
I got a +1.
Well, maybe you're not the expert. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to do better than +1.
Yeah, I got a +4.
There you go.
All right. So what am I doing?
Arcana check.
On what again?
To
What is that
fly this
stone?
ship?
Just to know something,
Oh,
possibly.
18.
Oh, nice. So you actually somehow, through your eclectic knowledge as a bard, you know a little bit about sending stones and how they work, and they actually will work across planes. But when you're sending messages across planes, there's a chance that any given time it won't work. But if you keep trying, eventually it will probably work.
Do it again tomorrow. Maybe it'll work again.
Okay. Can I look?
At this point, it's an insane stone, so you just gotta try it. Expecting it to work until it finally does work.
Okay. All right. Can I look over the edge?
Sure.
Just to keep.
What is the greenery here? Is there any
Oh, yeah.
greenery.
Yeah,
any
more of,
sort of plant life?
let me paint a picture. So you are in a rocky wasteland. There are no trees or really plant life of any kind, with rivers of blood and clouds of
Lava.
biting flies, fiery comets that occasionally shoot from the sky, leaving flaming impact craters behind. You occasionally pass over empty battlefields littered with weapons and bones, showing where the legions of the Nine Hells have met their enemies and prevailed. The sky itself, it's rolling black clouds. There are no celestial bodies. There's no stars. There's no sun. There's no moon. The light that there is seems to come from the horizon, almost like there were like 9 setting suns right below the horizon. So it's this kind of reddish ambient light that just comes from the horizon. But as far as in the sky, there's nothing. And you quickly realize that it's going to be hard or impossible to really gauge the passage of time here because there's no sun or moons or anything. It's just this eternal twilight state.
So not a single tree.
No. You do see ruins of enormous war machines, fields of bleached bones, hideous clouds obscure the sky. The air reeks of brimstone and burning tar. Hot gusts of wind shriek across the hellscape, scouring the land below. And yeah, you do see these massive clouds of flies, hell wasps, sturges. Luckily, most of them are beneath you in the ship. And occasionally you see something even more frightening. You see these, what from the distance looks like kind of like an undulating lake. But as you fly closer, you realize it's actually thousands of some kind of groaning, bloated devils that are just scouring the landscape looking, you would presume, for food, because it doesn't look like there's much of anything to eat here.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Bryn sits on the deck and begins to hyperventilate.
Fair.
I am feeling very obnoxiously angelic right now. So I am going to pull out of my pack the helmet that Larissa bought me, and I put it on my head so that my eyes glow red.
Oh my god. And Bryn, you do have that little pot with, well,
I do. I run below deck and grab him.
Yeah.
I'm just like hugging the pot and like rocking back and forth.
Did you ever plant anything in the pot?
I thought I planted what? I thought
you put like a cutting from the bay tree.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's actually grown a little bit since the last time we saw it.
So
did
I give it so it's like if you let it grow for 30 days, the shrub magically transforms into an awakened shrub.
I know, I'm so excited out of character.
Yeah, and I remember now, I think we decided, since it's technically for shrubs and you planted a tree in it, that it's going to be like an awakened bonsai fairy tree.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to have a little Groot in there.
I love it so bad.
I am Groot.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this is happening. I'm going to go sit on the front of the boat and bring out my my bow and just speak to Dianara and ask for any assistance in the coming hunt that I'm sure is going to be present. And I'm going to I'll use one of the abilities that the bow has and create an arrow of fiend slaying through my prayer.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm sure you'll get chances to use that.
It seems like I might.
Craig, you made the religion roll. Also, I'll tell you that that you do not want to drink or be immersed in the waters of the river Styx.
Wonder why.
It is known to completely destroy your memories and your personality and sense of self.
Oh.
Is that what happened to the little elephant?
Wow.
No, because she remembers something. Or they remember something.
Right.
Oh, and that also reminds me. There's so much going on. Unless anyone has a problem with it, Lulu has been tagging along with you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll probably. I just fell out of character. I don't know what happened. I fell off boat. Yeah. What was that? It was a paladin, I think. Yeah.
They make big thumps.
Maybe she's attracted to your divine energy. As
angel
avatars.
buddies over there.
I have an elephant. What's it called? Like a fan elephant.
Familiar?
Yeah. Groupie. I have an elephant groupie.
There we go.
I bet she'll. Yeah, I bet she'll be handy or trunky. I don't know.
Wah, wah.
Lulu.
So I am pacing
Lulu
pacing up
joins
keeping an eye out.
with a little bit of a wall crush.
I have to look at a picture of this thing. I want to see what these look like.
What looks
New
like?
creature for descent.
Oh, Lulu?
Little.
Yeah, it's not the
Lulu.
greatest picture, but I'll show you what I have. See if I find it again.
It sounds adorable. Oh,
Right. That is cute.
Yeah.
and it's how big? It's like a little thing.
Yeah, it's small size. So like the size of like a cat or something.
Okay.
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I love it.
So really, Dolly, I can ride on top of her.
Yes.
Oh, and man, I'm just like not used to DMing anymore, I guess. She has actually, when she's been communicating to you guys, if she speaks in Celestial, which I know Wall can understand. I don't know about the rest of you.
I don't know.
She also has telepathy, which is actually how she prefers to communicate. But when she uses her telepathy, she tends to do it with one person at a time.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So she'll just talk to one of you, and then you have to tell everybody else what she said.
Aw, she makes me miss Kravitz.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wonder if you can summon Kravitz here.
I don't know. I may try later.
Yeah.
I don't have the spell today, but maybe
Well,
later.
all of those lessons in Infernal are gonna come.
Oh, maybe it's the Mirror Universe Kravitz with the goatee.
Oh, no.
An evil goatee.
Yeah.
The lawful evil version of Kravitz.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. You know Infernal. Well, I say out of character. Because I'm not even sure we know that Marissa's a tiefling yet. do
I
we?
don't.
No, I do not know Infernal.
No.
I don't either.
So hopefully we do not have to talk our way out of anything.
Does
Yeah.
anyone know how to speak Infernal?
I know how to kill Infernal.
I'm working on it. No Infernals here.
No Infernal speakers? Well, darn. Okay.
Lulu, you were here before. Do you know any Infernal?
She says in Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
She says no, but I can communicate with a devil using my telepathy. If I need to.
I convey that.
All right,
All right.
we have a translator.
I do know Infernal.
Oh, why didn't you say
Oh, you do?
Private lessons, yeah.
Oh,
private lessons?
Well, that's very good. That's a weird private lesson.
yeah. Why would the
Not
bard
twice.
need Infernal?
Well, you know,
Was it like a really, or just like the other electives, not was it
yeah,
taken up?
Latin was all booked.
Yeah, I have-
Dahlia says, well, Infernal was all the rage for like one spring at court, and then it fell out of favor.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Too many hard
Such a beautiful
consonants.
language.
Yeah.
We all had sore throats from speaking it.
Every time I say hello, it feels like I'm spitting on somebody. I don't-
Just be careful trying to replicate Infernal. You might actually summon
Yeah.
demons.
Well, we wouldn't hear summoning them from very far. That's handy.
True.
Brett, since you've kind of adopted Lulu a little bit so far,
Yeah.
And also since you have similar abilities, you notice she actually has an aura about her. And you guys can help me remember this because this is something I'll probably forget all the time. She has an aura with a 10-foot radius. It's an aura of invulnerability.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Thank you. That's a good reminder. I have that.
It blocks
how did
any
I do it?
spells 5th level or lower.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
Everybody huddle up around Lulu.
Yeah. You know what? I feel safer with you.
We have a new battle
Girl,
strategy.
come here.
Lulu in the
Yeah.
middle. Take.
Let's see. I'm going to add to that here.
Stand back. We
so-
have Lulu.
It's like the Vikings hiding behind the shield wall, only you're hiding behind Lulu
You're right.
and then wall.
Oops.
First defense, Lulu. Second defense, wall, shield.
Yeah. Aura of invulnerability.
Yeah.
Can you say what that is again? I'm sorry. No, no.
It's a 10-foot radius. Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the aura can't affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Just kind of more technical stuff. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similarly, the area within the barrier is excluded from the areas affected by such spells. And she can suppress this with an action with concentration, but otherwise it's always present as long as she's alive.
So, question, is it both directions?
No, it's just stuff coming at you
Okay, cool.
from outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys can still use all your magic. It's just
Nice.
And I guess she would have to suppress it for you to cast a spell on her. you need to do that for some reason. But
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she can also cast the light spell at will, if that ever becomes useful.
Okay.
I think we're okay for light.
I can cast light too, so between the two of us.
Yeah.
And I have a lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, that's
pretty much.
You're glowing.
Yeah. I don't have an actual glow, do I? Or do I?
You do seem a bit dewy.
I have a shimmer.
That's out of character. Whoops.
No, that's fine.
I don't think you do, unless one of your auras is an actual glow. One of your paladin auras.
Yeah, aura of protection is what I have.
This awesome March is just born with like natural highlighter.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if that's something that manifests like when you want it to. So usually that aura is invisible, but at dramatic moments it could be seen.
My Radiant Soul, I think, does that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Because it'd probably lose its wow factor if you were just glowing all the time.
Yeah, it really would.
Or like maybe when the protection actually protects someone, you would see the glow, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when the phasers hit the shields. Like you don't see the shields all the time, just when the phasers hit it.
That's right. Right. It's cheaper that way. Cheaper.
That's right. The effects budget is better.
That's right.
Well, all right, guys. I think that's good for tonight. Got the stage set.
We do.
Think about what you want to do next week.
Yeah.
The hell.
Hide. Yeah, what the hell? What the hell?
That's the hell. Everything the hell.
Meet what's his name's character. You suppose he'd come play him for us? If we asked him? You got his number? Anybody got his number?
Whose character?
No.
Joe Manganiello or whatever his name is.
Manganiello. No.
Manganella.
Manganella. Some kind of pasta. I can't remember.
No.
These aren't going to help us get him on the show.
Yeah, that's
Joe Linguini, Mastacholi, something like that.
I've heard it pronounced Manganello.
Manganello.
Oh, that's how he says it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he would probably know.
Although the true Italian would have been Manganiello.
There you go. That was good. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for episode 271 of Game Master's Journey. If you'd like to get a hold of me, shoot me an email, gamemastersjourney@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter @LexStarWalker, or call my voicemail 951-GMJ-LEX1. That's 951-465-5391. And yeah, please use the voicemail. It's been a while since someone called it. And yeah, you can leave a voice message and then I can use that on the show, which is awesome. If you're going to ask a question or tell me something about your campaign or you have a thought to share, you can do it in your own voice and the listeners can hear what you have to say. I just got a notification from Google that if I don't use this, they're going to take it away from me. So yeah, feel free to use it or it might go away. Also, you can join our communities on MeWe and Discord and connect with other GMs. And you can find links to those in the show notes at starwalkercos.com. If you enjoy this show and you'd like to support Game Master's Journey, I've got some great ways you can do so. You can find that at starwalkercos.com/support. One great way you can help me out is to check out my self-published D&D supplements. The latest of which, Adventures of Primordia, is all of my homebrewed player character options I've come up with for this and other campaigns. So you'll see things like the hunt domain for the cleric, which Quincy is using, the alchemist apprentice background, which Fear is using, stuff like that. Custom things that we're using in the campaign, those are in there. Another great supplement to check out is my supplement Relics of Power, which describes how I created the relics that the player characters wield, which are those powerful magic items they have, like Wall's shield and Quincy's bow and Fear's bountiful growler of Hoppus and Larissa's lyre and Bryn's staff. Those are all relics, which are magic items that grow in power as the player character wielding them levels up. And so my supplement, Relics of Power, tells you how you can create your own relics. You can create them from scratch, or you can use existing magic items in the game and convert them into relics. And I tell you all how to do that, and I give example relics for you. And among those are the relics that the player characters are using. And I show what those relics will look like all the way up to, I believe, 17th level. So you'll actually get a bit of a preview on some of the powers that these magic items will have later in the campaign. So you can check those out. And another great way to support the show is to become a patron. So you can find a link to my Patreon in the show notes as well at starwalkerstudios.com/support. I hope that you have a chance to play your favorite RPG this week. I hope you have a chance to run your favorite RPG. I'll be back soon with another episode of Game Master's Journey. Until then, game on.
This has been a Starwalker Studios production, your source for quality gaming and hobby podcasts.
This episode's music, courtesy of Cloudwalker, Transboy, Renfield, Stanko, and Ish. See the show notes for more details at starwalkerstudios.com/Game Master's Journey.